All right. Third time lucky, and it is almost evening. What a day. I started twice this morning, and two kind of, well, one is a kind of a bombshell, the other is something else dropped in unexpectedly, both requiring a lot of urgent action. One very positive, one a little less so. Everything sort of got solved, but I am certainly in a super duper different space right now at 4:30 in the afternoon that I can't even say good morning because it is morning after all somewhere on this planet. But is it still Planetary Dog there? Who knows? It's always now. That's the bottom line, man. That's the bottom line. I have appointments lined up still for today, so I'm feeling the time pressure. Today's kin signature is the white dog. Stands for love, heart, loyalty. Yeah, those three. Sounds for a bit more, but self-love. Not to be confused. We're guided by the mirror today. And my ability to stay centered and rooted and anchored in love and to manifest my own anchoredness. Since today we have the planetary tone, which is tone 10. In the 13-day, each day is accompanied by a tone and a seal. The seal today is the dog, white dog, and the tone is tone 10, planetary, which stands for perfection, producing, manifestation. It's the tone in which the wave, when we're in the wave, a wave spell as a 13-day period. We're in the first wave spell of 20 wave spell periods, which is the total makes up a Tzolk'in spin, one Tzolk'in spin, which then repeats like a fractal. But a kin is not a fractal of the Tzolk'in, but the entire Tzolk'in, the 260 kins together, can be extended over any time period or put next to each other and fractalized. So we're in the first wave spell, the first 13-day period, the wave spell of the red dragon, and the beginning of the 260-day period, 9 months, kind of lays the foundation for the entire period. And every 13 days comes 8 day 10 day with a tone 10 planetary, but each one of them is in a different wave spell and falls on a different kin. So today it's the white dog. We have 19 others that are coming up ahead of us. So the wave spell of the red dragon, which is seal number 1, the first day of a wave spell denotes gives the energy to the whole wave spell. It's the purpose of the wave spell. Each of the 13 days, kins, are the way the purpose or the path of the opening of the wave spell unfolds. So we're at the beginning. The red dragon stands for birth, nurturing, being. So today is a dog, love, So how am I being loved? How am I being loved? How are we being loved today? How have we been loved today if your day has already passed? But with those two statements, I've taken us into linearity. I'd prefer to stay in the now. So how are we being loved? How are we being loved? Do we allow ourselves to be loved, to be nurtured, to be supported by life, the great dragon mama life, the universe, our own life, life force, whatever brought us here, whatever keeps us going, whatever keeps it all together, the quantum field, the divine. How do we relate? And how do we express it, or how does it express itself in our lives if there is a lot of disturbance to the flow of love? We may be more on the shadow side of, of what? What is the opposite of love? What is not love? What is not being kind? What is not loving? Not self-loving. Self-love, self-respect, self-acceptance. And in brackets I will say, when I use the word acceptance, I want to clarify not to confuse it with condonance. To accept what is not the same as to condone what is. Yeah, I can go in a lot of places. Wait, I'm trying to synthesize what's potting in me. Cooking. There's this cooking going on. Bear with me. Yeah. There's a lot that can be said about love. There's a lot we can all say about how love manifests itself inside of us today, right now, or these days. Nurturing. Are we self-nurturing? Do we nurture others? I had this thought earlier when I was on the train. I thought, all I need to do from a perspective of love or pleasure, any kind of pleasure, joy, whatever interests me, whatever blows my dress up, is give it. I just need to give it and find anyone, and I don't need to seek them because they will be attracted. Anyone who wants to play, anyone who wants to receive what I have to give, and it will always be a complete circle. Like something will come back, but if I think that and think I got something to give because I want something back, then my giving is no longer unconditional. Then I'm coming out of lack, because then I feel like I'm missing something. I want something. I don't have enough of something. I want it. How do I get it? By giving it. But if I don't even have it, because obviously I don't, because I want it, I can't give it either. And I, for one, I have it. I mean, love is of no shortage in me. so connected to the flow of it. Universal love. It's like I'm as connected to that as I am to the air that I breathe. There's no shortage of that either. And as much as when I exhale, I'm not concerned whether or not I will be able to inhale again, whether I will be able to do it, or whether there will be air to inhale, or whether there will be any problem. No, it happens. We've established that a very long time ago. I can use my resources. I do not have to waste my resources, let's put it that way, worrying about breathing. It's happening. In my case, it might be different for other people. When it comes to love in my life, I mean, yeah, of course, like everybody else, there's been heartbreak, there's been disappointment, there's been this and there's been that, but there's always been this understanding that, oh yeah, that's temporary. Everything is temporary. Love is temporary, so when I start to love, I know this will end. I try to make my peace with it at the beginning. It ends up having been quite dramatic at times, whatever. It does end. It is dramatic. And then there comes a period of silence, and then it starts again. Totally different. Each time, somehow, it's like, I don't worry about that. And if I do, then I have to remind myself. Red moon. We have the red moon. I spoke about it yesterday. Remembrance. Remember who you are. Remember who we are. Remember what we've achieved. Remember what we've forgotten. Remember what we're capable of. Remember our potentials. Remember we can learn. Remember we can have new experiences, even if it feels like I close my heart and I don't ever want to love again. If we're staying on that level of love, universal love is a different story, slightly different story, slightly very different story, to consciously use a bit of an oxymoron. But the red moon is attached to the dog. The red moon and the white dog are analog partners. They're the most like each other energies, like in the Tzolk'in. Like the most like the dog is the moon, the most like the moon is the dog. For me as yellow sun, the most like the sun is the storm, the most like the storm is the sun. Anyone who is whatever else a snake, the most like the snake is the eagle, the most like the eagle is the snake. So each sign has its partner sign that is like its twin. And in this case it's a dog and the moon. So the flow, keep it flowing, keep your heart open. When we close our heart, sooner or later the heart closes physically. Whether it's valves that close, whether it's the functioning, the blood flow, people who get whatever, we have issues with our hearts very frequently as humans, and there's always a story about the heart, the proverbial heart, the loving heart, the hurt heart, the heartbreak behind a heart condition. And we are also, the occult power of the white dog is the blue monkey, the magician, the trickster, the inner child. A very, very, very creative force, very imaginative. But that power of that imagination, the power of our imagination can take us anywhere. It can take us where we want to go. It can take us absolutely elsewhere. And we can fool ourselves. Absolutely we can. We can believe our own lies. We can believe our own illusions. And we've got the yellow human still ahead of us, though I've talked about the yellow human a lot already, because he accompanies a lot of seals along the very initial journey of this entire Tzolk'in spin and of this wave spell. The yellow human is the 12th day of this wave spell, and the yellow human stands for wisdom, free will, and being able to influence, or being influenced, influencing or being influenced, influence. The antipode, the most opposite sign, of the white dog but it cannot do without any of them. It's not like that's what I'm absolutely not. No, that is my polar opposite in a way. It's so opposite me, it's the same again. I don't know, I'm butchering this, but when you separate it from your antipodal kin, you don't function. And the antipodal kin will be the one to show you that you're not functioning. So when the dog, our love or loyalty, our heart is hurt or broken, our consciousness, our universal fire, our passion for life will be quite a bit reduced, which in turn will affect the flow of things, which in turn will affect the way the monkey can play, the freedom of the creative, playful forces in us that express artfully, that express playfully, that are light, that are creative, that can, imagine a monkey swinging on a tree. Imagine it doesn't want to let go of a branch, or imagine it does with all its four legs but not with its tail. Not a good idea. So to understand in a way on that picture that whatever we let go, there's always another branch that we can hold on to, because there's always a full tree, there's always a forest. And if for a period of time there's not, well, there will be again, because we're going round. Time is cyclical. And if the heart is so hurt that the monkey brings forth the illusion that this is forever desert, no more rain will fall. The red moon stands for universal water, flow, purification. If the illusion gets so strong, no more rain will fall. And I'm not at peace in the desert. Some people can live perfectly in the desert for a very long time, no need for rain. Rather on the contrary. But we have to know who we are. I'm talking about, quote unquote, the broken heart. Then the monkey will bring up all kinds of illusions, and things can get very sad. And there's periods for sadness, there's periods for that. It's a very worthy experience. Sometimes I think one of the reasons we come here to this planet, because we can experience some shit, literally not such good stuff, that we can't experience anywhere else. But because of it, not in spite of it, we experience or get to experience the opposite of it also. I mean, I keep saying it, it's like you can't know what yin is if you don't have a yang. It's that simple. They're not the same. They're polar opposites, but one cannot exist without the other. So the antipodal position in the Tolkien is maybe can be likened to yin and yang. Each one only is in its proper functioning when the other one is in its proper functioning. And together, they don't cancel each other out. They don't merge to blur. They balance, and then they are a creative force which brings forth everything that the two together can bring forth. Like a man and a woman can bring forth a child, but they remain a man and a woman. They don't change. They are, a woman to a mother, a man to a father. Yeah, there's a change in that, of course, but that's not what I'm talking about. So it's very similar to that. So we are on this planetary monkey. Dog. The planetary dog only shows up once. Tone 10 and the dog once in the Tolkien. The manifestation of love right at the beginning. In the wave spell of the dragon. She stands for mother energy. Nurturing, being. So how does our nurturing, we are nurturers, we are being nurtured, we are both. And the monkey, who I just said, who is the cult power of the dog, is the antipodal power of the dragon, the antipodal kin. I shouldn't maybe call them power. The antipodal kin, so the yin to the yang, is the monkey to the dragon. And it's the occult, the unseen, the hidden aspect or power or medicine of the dog, of love, the inner child. So there's a very beautiful link, and the antipodal position of the dog is the sun, the yin and the yang, the dog and the sun, the yin and the yang, love, heart, loyalty, and universal fire, highest consciousness, life, life itself. They are, wait a minute, enlighten, yeah, it's not enlightenment, but it's used as a verb, enlighten. The sun stands for enlighten. It goes, without love there's no enlighten, and without enlighten and love belong together. But there is different kinds of love, but once we're on the side of the sun, there's different kinds of enlighten, but they can never be without love. It's not possible, because it's actually ultimately the same thing. Self-love, loving self, and loving anything outside the self. There is nothing outside the self. In lakesh alakin, I am another yourself. There is but one. So there's just love. But if we can't love ourselves, and we are human, we have a sense of self, so we can talk on that level. I don't want to get too metaphysical, to the degree that obviously that self-love works or is present, it will reflect outward. And today's kin is the guide kin today is the white mirror. Endlessness, reflect, order are the three keywords for the white mirror. So it's a reflection. We can see today in the planetary tone, manifestation, producing, perfecting our ability to love and be loved, with the nurturing aspect of love, the flowing aspect of love, the playful aspect of love, the inner child, the what. In the wave spell of the red dragon, so perfect. And I wanted to say the yellow sun, the antipode to the white dog, its occult, unseen power or medicine is the red dragon. As the yellow sun is the medicine or the occult to the red dragon, they switch positions. It's just like, I don't know if you can see it if you're not familiar with the system, if you can feel it. For me, I always feel it. I get giddy because it touches, like, it's like a tuning fork, or like a tone that swings in my energetic field, swings, frequencies resonates, and it makes all my circuits resonate. It makes me coherent. It makes me coherent. I feel like I'm being coherentified. Woo! It feels wonderful. Oh, it's just joy. It's just like everything makes sense. Everything fits together. And whenever it doesn't, it's okay. Because I've learned, for the better part, to accept, not condone, accept even that which I cannot no. I've learned to accept that I have things about myself that I cannot accept. And in the acceptance of my non-acceptance, I find peace. When I'm in the throes of the non-acceptance, I'm not always able to find that place. But I don't stay in there for very long, so when I come out, it's like, yeah. But very often also I can be terribly compassionate, even with myself, even when I mess up. Not always. I do know the shame of just acting really like out of place or out of character. Yeah, that's the monkey, the illusionist, saying, hey, is it really out of character, or are you really in character? You just have the illusion that you are this character that you think you're out of character with. And then I have to say, you know what? You're right. I don't know shit. I am everything, I'm anything, I'm this, I'm that, I'm nothing. What can I say? Oh, my love for drawers, as we say, drawers, like cupboard drawers. In German we say, when you always need to have a concept for something, you put it in a drawer. You need a drawer for everything. so compartmentalize everything. My compartments, my love for compartments. A long time ago, a friend of mine, I had a friend who used to tell me, I'm so compartmentalized. And I so didn't think I was. And, well, I in part of me definitely very much is. And it's kind of sort of only now that I'm realizing the ramifications, also physically, of my need for compartmentalization, which really is interfering, or is the shadow aspect, or manifests itself in the shadow aspect of flow, the moon. The red moon stands for universal waters flow. So for me, it shows in my body where I experience stiffness or fascial stuckness. That's where I've become tense, because I've become either afraid or stick to a concept, or it has to be like this, or I'm not flexible enough to let in another view or another possibility. And I observe that in myself frequently, that when something catches me off guard, I can be immediately going into a resistance mode. It's a pattern, and it's taken me a very, very, very long time to really see it and to catch it and to not, because as soon as I started seeing it, I immediately went into denial or shame or, no, not me. I don't have that pattern. There comes the monkey, like, full on illusionist, like, nope. I create a whole illusion and a whole world, like, that's not me. The truth is, mitigatingly, that isn't me, but it's not the full truth, because it is a part of me. It's just not the whole of me. It's a pattern. It's a pattern, in as much as WhatsApp isn't your phone. It's an app in the phone. Without your phone, okay, it works on a computer, but forget that it does. But without your phone, there'd be no WhatsApp. But without WhatsApp, there'd be a phone. So it's a pattern in me. I don't know if that makes any sense, but never mind. And I had to really come to terms with that and grow some compassion towards myself, because I noticed this pattern is automatic. I can't control it. If I want to control that pattern, I have to control myself all of the time. I have to be in constant vigilance that I don't accidentally forget myself and snap. And I've done that for many years. And at some point, my system goes like, no. It's like an overstretched elastic band. It either doesn't stretch back, or it snaps, tears, becomes porous, whatever. It's like, no. And the medicine is compassion. The medicine is that the dog is the medicine to the monkey, which is the inner child. It's always a younger part of ourselves. It's always that which we've already been. It's how I think of it. It's not necessarily the 2-year-old or the 5-year-old me. It can even be the 25-year-old me, because it's a younger than myself version of myself. And even a 20-year-old can really get up to learning patterns and installing software in my system, or messing with install, whatever, that, whatever. But one can reduce a lot back to the childhood. One can, because the formative years are the formative years. That's when your hard drive and your soft drive get formatted, right? And get put together. There are certain things that happen there that are almost impossible to change as an adult. Some are very hard, and some can be done, some take, whatever. But it all then builds on that. So the white dog guided by the mirror, and there are 2 white dogs in this 260 days that are guided by the mirror. Tone 5 overtone. We've been there 5 days ago. And I could not go into which wave spell that is. That is the wave spell of the white death, white world bridger. Very interesting that the dog, guided by the mirror, same kin like today, is on position 5 in that wave spell. But I'm not going there. You can do it yourself if you want to. And today. But tone 5 is not planetary. Tone 5 is overtone. It's radiant. It's command. It's a very central part of the wave spell, not in terms of its timeline. Tone 7 is the center in terms of time. 7 is the middle of 13. 5 is the center in terms of the multidimensional timeline, actually. The time pulsar, the purpose of that wave spell. Love is a central purpose of the world bridger. Oh, that's a beautiful concept. Love, loyalty, heart, whatever, self-love, other love, universal love, it's all really, really linked to the world bridger. Opportunity, not opportunity, possibility, death, and ultimately life. I mean, life and death are like yin and yang. One doesn't exist without the other. It just doesn't. It's not even yin and yang, because death is just not what we think of it as being. In the Western world, anyone who thinks of death as an end, let's put it that way. Most people on this planet don't, but some do, and they're pretty loud, at least in the Western world. And even a lot of people who, by their proclaimed faith, believe in an afterlife of some kind, do not live that faith. They are very afraid to die, which I never understand. How is that possible? But yeah, I don't have to answer for that. So today we can really just tune in collectively. It's beautiful. That's what I love about the Tzolk'in. It's like astrology. It's also a collective thing. Or any system we tune into, religion is a collective thing. It's like you tune collectively your days, your special days with Christmas, big for the Christians. It's like you tune into love, right? Once a year, big time. Great. Others do it on Valentine's Day. It's a collective thing. We tune into love, romantic love on Valentine's Day. Now let me not count all the days where people tune into love. Every religion has theirs, every spiritual tradition too. So it's great. We can find every day. That could be a challenge. Can we find a system, a religion, anything every day that celebrates that day in some or other form, a version of love, particularly 365 days of love. And then we gather all of that. Yeah, cool. That's a project for another day. But when you radiate love, it always reflects back. When you manifest love, it always reflects back. And I can hear some people say, no. I give love and I'm ignored. I was kind and they were rude. We're confusing something. There's a frequency of confusion here, and I'm not going to go into it. I'm just going to say, yes, you're right. It's not a contradiction to what I've just said. In universal terms, when you radiate love, when I radiate love, the only thing I can feel is that love. It's not possible for another frequency to come in or to disturb that. When my frequency of love gets disturbed, suddenly I'm angry. Certainly that happens. Then I'm no longer in the frequency of love. So how did that switch happen? Possibly the world bridger involved? We can find a lot of answers. All of them are right, probably, in one way or the other. But I've lost my train of thought. There was no but to that statement, which is very interesting. Makes me wonder, why did I put that but? Is that just like, I don't know what to say, so I'm saying but? And following with a sentence, what? I don't know. Now I've spoken about this beautiful topic of love, which is inexhaustible as the white mirror, the red moon, the yellow sun, and the blue monkey. Each are inexhaustible, coupled with a white dog. If we synthesize, just the synthesizing of that, coupled with a planetary tone, because all we need to focus on in one day is this day. That's now. I don't need to talk about the white dog on day 5, but it can be so much fun. And monkeys love playing. It can be so much fun to weave these talking patterns, to hop across. I think it's called Zuvuya surfing, when you start multidimensionally surfing from the red moon to the yellow human, to the blue hand, to the red earth, and you hop across these fields as they are linked. Sometimes I envision an app, and preferably I would love to create I'm a dreamer, so I'm not doing any of that, but in my dream I see an app, a third-dimensional app, like with this virtual reality goggles, where I can move into spaces like rooms, virtual rooms of the skin, and I can go from the blue hand to the red, to its antipode, to the red earth, and from there I can go to its occult power, white wind, and from there I can move up. I can just hop on, I can pick my tone, which white wind am I suddenly on, and I pick tone 3 and I slide right across my own wave spell of the yellow magnetic sun. I mean, really, it's just like, I do it in my imagination. And it is like being a monkey on like trees of dizzying height. It's just so fun. Whew. Oh, it's like every room, every kin, every seal is full of surprises. And with every room that you go in, you pick up something like pollen sticking to a bee. Something sticks to you and you take it on to the next room, and suddenly you're like, ah, but there's this and now there's that, and how does that go together? Oh my goodness. Whoa! And then that creates something, and then you're inspired, and then you move on somewhere else, and then the phone rings, and then it's like, oh, reality calls. Wait. I'm going to bed really early tonight so that I can continue. Skip Netflix. I mean, it is, what movie should I be watching? I can just Zuvuya surf. Ugh. All right. Sorry, everybody needs to make money, not bashing Netflix. I love Netflix. Barely ever there, but I do subscribe. So there you go. Anyhow, now I've spoken at length. Gotta get ready and hop skip along to my next appointment in 45 minutes. So I wish you a beautiful morning, evening, lunchtime, daytime, nighttime, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever you're not doing, whatever you're dreaming, whatever you're not dreaming. If your heart is heavy, I wish you peace. And if it's light, I wish you peace also. There's nothing to wish to a light heart, is there? What would I wish? Share it. Share it. Share it with yourself. Notice it. Enjoy it. It's enough to notice the joy in yourself. That is a frequency that radiates out from you, from us. It radiates into this field, into this collective field we're all sharing, this dream field, into the field of the blue night. No, I'm not starting on another tangent. I'm going to say bye for now. Aho.